All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Dirt and Turf podcast, courtesy of the Social Sports Pad Network. I'm Cobra, and joining me today is Tyler, and Kat has joined us once again after a couple-week hiatus. How you doing, Kat?
Hello, everyone.
Hey, Kat, how you doing tonight?
How you doing, Tyler?
Better than I was last week.
I'm not doing too bad.
Sounds about right. We are missing Ben once again for some weird reason. He's been doing things, so it's understandable why he isn't with us. Anywho, we've got a very interesting podcast today. It is the end of the month. It is the last day of May. Wow, time flies when you have fun. All right, guys.
I think you mean time flies when you're celebrating.
Pretty much, because guess what? The bad man is gone. He can't hurt you anymore. The artist formerly known as Blue, Angel Hernandez, is gone. Oh, my.
Oh, happy day.
And as soon as I said Blue, I just insulted minor league players who are just like, please don't compare us to Angel Hernandez. That is the standard we want to avoid.
Right?
And yet we'll still call you Blue.
In high school we all called the umpire Blue.
That's a term that they don't like at all.
You get glared at. Anyway, what do we got on store for today, boys and girls? I'm sorry,
but don't stop rushing, Tyler. Remember who the host is, and that's me. Not you are a co-host. Just remember that. What we have today, we do want to talk a little bit about that Angel Hernandez situation. We want to talk about that. We also have the end of the month awards that we are going to give out. We are going to be a little bit different than we were last month, and then we're going to go over the standings. We're going to go over the games of the weekend. We also want to glance over the injury report. So, but before we get into that. Last week I did say a couple things that were not very productive. And I would like to apologize for that. I know when you get in the heat of the moment, you get kind of excited. You say a couple things that might dissuade a couple viewers, and once again, I would like to apologize. And that's pretty much it. Like I said, sorry about that. Anywho, Kat, Tyler, you guys had the floor. I'm pretty sure, 2 weeks ago we talked about Angel Hernandez. We want to be brief about this. So, Kat, Tyler, that's their order. Go ahead and say what you got
to say. Relief.
Yes, I do.
Absolute relief that this hugely controversial umpire has been shown the door very gracefully, I might add, by Major League Baseball. There's absolutely no way that Mr. Hernandez did not know of the criticism that was being hurled his way. There's no way he did not know. So for him to be
MLB just finally did something after how many years?
Right.
He was bad over 20 years ago,
Yeah.
And now they're finally going, you know what, now you hit the bricks.
Yeah.
If you want further proof that umpires need prescription eyeglasses, 2 words, Angel Hernandez. That's it. But that's about as quick as we're going to talk about Angel Hernandez. Either way, celebrate the bad man's gone.
Indeed.
All right.
So now, Tyler, this is your segment. We're going to when you give our awards out, we will chime in, but we will also be quick about it because this is your segment. This is the end of the month award show brought to you by Bulletproof Coffee. Our link is in the spot in our bio wherever you get your podcasts. Go ahead, Tyler.
Hold on 1 second. Okay, so We got our league leaders here. It's our favorite segment of the year. It's the end of the month. You all excited for the who won rookie of the month? Let's get all hyped for it.
Let's hear
Woo! Let's go.
it. Give you 2 claps and a Ric Flair.
Woo! Woo! Anywho. Tyler, go ahead.
Players up some. I've got to get it. I'm just getting it all set up. Sorry, I'm a little bit behind, but not too bad.
This is why we're raw, guys. We're raw. We do lack a little bit of professionalism, but hey, this is why we're a very enjoyable podcast. We're very raw, so forgive us on that.
So unfortunately, it's May 31st. So unfortunately, the list hasn't come out yet for the rookies of the month or players of the month yet.
Right.
But
right.
We do have our lead. We do have our lead. I'm pretty sure I can tell you right now. Our leading the way. I guarantee you, AL player of the month is Gunnar Henderson, hands down. Maybe only close to Juan Soto, which had 2 of those. Had hell of a month.
Yeah.
Right now, in our NL, there should be no surprise. It's between Mookie and Shohei.
Right.
Our
famous responsible gambler Shohei Ohtani.
And the rookie, I'm going to go with the rookie of the month. My guess would be Shota Manga for the Chicago White Sox. His ERA is a little up, but he has a 1.686 ERA. And leading that way.
Which, speaking of the Chicago Black Sox,
Cubs. Right.
I was about to say, Chicago White. If you're talking about Chicago White Sox, friend of the channel, Urinating Tree, has just posted a video about the Chicago White Sox. So when you're done checking us out, check him out. He is a friend of the channel.
And then you got that's NL rookie of the year, and right now, I don't really have a guess for the rookie of the. And Gunnar Henderson's going to be rookie of the month for AL.
Right,
for rookie of the month to player of the. Gunnar Henderson.
What about isn't Kowser in the running for rookie of the year?
Yes, he is. He's 5th right now.
But as far as the month is concerned, it's Gunnar Henderson.
Oh yeah, Gunnar Henderson has rookie of the month.
He's been having a heck of a week at least.
Yes.
Oh yeah. So I'm going to tell you. So instead of what I did last month, which I did the top 5 last month, this month I'm going to go through the stats for the top 3 and for the top 3 main stats we worry about as baseball fans.
And apologies, Tyler. I will also say, please keep it brief. That's all I got to say. We got a lot to cover today.
That's why I'm going to the top 3. I'm only doing 3 stats for base batting and 3 stats for pitching. And the top 3 are average home runs and RBIs. For the league leader right now, tied for first with Mookie Betts, is Luis Arias. For the Padres, Mookie Betts and Shohei Ohtani are the top 3.
Wow.
On to home runs, Gunnar Henderson tied. Actually, the first 3 are tied, 18 apiece. Gunnar Henderson, Kyle Tucker, and Aaron Judge. While Jose Ramirez just continues to keep raking in the RBI aspect, 56 RBIs. Marcell Ozuna at 49 and Juan Soto at 49. And on to the pitching. We got our wins right now tied for first right now. We got Seth Lugo and Ranger Suarez. And right behind is Chris Sale at 9, 9, and 8.
Wow.
Okay, that's perfect. And
then
our ERA leaders is actually a former Met. Believe it or not, he was a Met a little while ago.
Goodness.
Seth Lugo at a 1.72 ERA, followed by Ranger Suarez at a 1.75, and the rookie, probably the rookie of the month again, Shota Imanaga. What the hell you say his last name? I'm sorry if you're Japanese and you take offense. I just can't pronounce it.
It's all right.
1.86.
Give you guy, Jen.
And then the last one. And then the last one we're talking about is strikeouts, and there's no surprise there. Tyler Glasnow at 95, Jack Flaherty at 90, and Garrett Crochet at 85.
Nice.
Wow.
And all right, that wraps up the StatCast for the end of the month.
All right. Way to go, Tyler. So, now we are going to take a look at these standings. So at the AL East, it's pretty much not really moved that much as far as like placement. The Orioles are still 2 games back behind the Yankees. And then we have the Red Sox, Rays, and Blue Jays, leading out the bottom. So
and then we got. Or go ahead.
I was gonna say, what do we think? Do we think that the Orioles can get over the Yankees, or do we think that this is where it's going to be next week? Kat, I want to hear you first, and Tyler.
Honestly, I think the Orioles are happy where they are right now. They're not killing themselves, having with their schedule right now. I don't think they're really overexerting themselves or anything like that. I think they're just kind of comfortable where they are right now, and they'll probably pick up a bit in June.
Get closer to the All-Star game. That's when it will really pick up.
Yeah. That's kind of my, I guess, prediction. I don't mean to throw out a prediction early, but I feel like the Orioles are comfortable where they are right now, and they always pick up in June a little bit.
They're a June, July team more.
Yes.
And they'll pick up late. They're always late season bloomers, even if they're good. They're late season bloomers.
Yeah, I mean, both Yankees and Orioles are pretty much staying pat, even though they're keeping pace with each other. Both of them are six out of the last 10. So again, I think we'll see something happen. I mean, then again, this is baseball. So
my personal opinion. Actually, sorry. My personal opinion, I actually agree with Kat on the Orioles. I think they'll stay put. I think they'll stay put right now until probably like mid to late June.
Yeah,
and that's when we'll figure out where the teams are.
Yep. Okay, so moving on from the East, we are going to the Central. The Cleveland Guardians of the Galaxy are still leading the Central.
They're a very young team.
Yes, very young team. Have won 8 out of the last 10. Kansas City Royals. I think they've gained ground. I think the Royals have gained a little bit of ground because they're
3 games back. Go ahead.
Yep, they're 3 games back. I think last week they were 3.5. But 35-23, 6 out of the last 10. I mean, they're doing pretty good. But they have to worry about the Twins, who are 6 games back and are 31-25, 7 out of the last 10. Nipping at the heels. The Tigers have leveled out; they're 500, and of course the White and the White Sox
are catching up with themselves.
Yes, and I hate to say this, but actually I'm going to say this openly. The Chicago White Sox, I swear, Kat, Tyler, either one of us could run that team a lot better than their owner and general manager are.
Even Oakland can run a team better, and that's insane.
Yeah,
that's sad.
And that's very sad.
How terrible the White Sox are this year. I'm absolutely astounded. 22.5 games back.
Yep. Only won 1 game in their last 10. 15-42. 263 win percentage.
They got the most.
Like the only way that I see that this team being this bad is if this were a challenge mode for a YouTuber. That is the only way I see a team this bad, consecutively this bad.
Yeah.
Can I go 0 like a challenge you to be like, hey, can I have an MLB team go 0-162?
Yes. All right.
You got the West.
Yeah, we have the West. Which, by the way, the Central. Like, you have 4 teams that actually give a damn about baseball, and then you have the White Sox. So now the West. The Mariners, 31-27. They've been kind of middling in their last 10, 5-5. The Rangers, 3 games back. They're nipping at their heels, although they don't have a good winning percentage, 27-29. The Astros are gaining a little bit of ground. They're only 5.5 games back, 25-32.
They're showing their true colors.
Which is, that they're getting help from their hitting coach, Oscar de Grouch. The Oakland Athletics, the Vagabonds, are basically they're not the worst team, because their team is actually playing despite their ownership basically giving their fans the middle finger. And the Angels, which is proof that Artie Moreno needs to sell the damn team.
Can I say something about the Athletics? Yes,
Go ahead.
They're moving to Vegas, but I think they finally have a solid young team that once they move to Vegas, I think can make a run for their money in the West.
And to be fair, that's not fair to the city of Oakland.
It's not.
It's not fair. It's not fair.
If we have any Oakland fans, we are very sorry that you have a very, very shit owner and a very shit stadium. At least you have a team that you can cheer for, unlike last year. Last year was pitiful.
Yeah, and this year is just as bad because it's pretty much confirmed that the owner wants no part of you. I'm sorry, City of Oakland.
That's just crazy.
Well, that is the unfortunate greed of capitalism for you. So,
right, on to the NL East.
Yep, this is pretty much not changed. Although the Phillies have gained more ground. So the Phillies are 39-18, best record in baseball.
One game ahead of the Yankees.
The Braves, I think, are still injured, 31-23, 6.5 games back. The Nationals have extended their lead over the bottom two. 26-29, 473, 6 of the last 10, not bad. Then of course,
we got the Mets,
and they're only 12 games back.
Yeah, and Lowell Mets reigning supreme once again, and
2-8 in their last 10.
Yep, and they got to be careful because Miami is nipping at their heels.
Miami is no longer the worst team in the MLB right now.
No, so their fans will not go home hungry. Oh, understand
or with bags on their heads.
Yep. All right.
NL Central.
And by the way, we think this is how the East is. East is locked. The NL Central. We have the Brewers. The residential fight club of the MLB.
Oh my god! How many brawls have they had this year?
At least
I think it's like 5 or 6. And by the way, they're basically taking the hockey approach of grit and veteranocity. That is what they're doing in the Brewers. Bringing hockey to the MLB, and it's enjoyable.
Let me do the Cardinals real quick. The Cardinals are 500, playing 500 baseball. They're actually red hot right now with winning their 8 their last 10.
Yep. So you're saying they're no longer playing down to the competition like a certain black and yellow. No.
We're not there. We're not there yet.
We hear him. He's approaching. I smell the Iron City beer, and I hear the rusted exhaust of an IROC Camaro.
So this ride an IROC Camaro.
Speaking of a rusted IROC Camaro, Chicago Cubs. Not bad. 28-30.
Better the two teams.
Although their last 10 games have been woeful. 2 of the last 10, not good, because you know who's coming. It's the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's not the Steelers, Yinzer. Yeah, right. It's the Pirates. Damn it! The Pittsburgh Pirates, 26-30. Kind of 500 in their last 10. Five of the last 10. 7 games back behind the Brew Crew. And I think the Reds have improved a little bit. I think 6 of the last 10.
Yeah,
giant question mark at the end of that sentence.
They have, but they lost the last 2 games. They're 6-4 in their last 10. They lost the last 2 games.
Which, to be fair, I don't know who's worse run, the White Sox or the Reds. I don't know.
It's obvious it's Chicago Black Sox.
Yeah. So, and now the West. Of course, no surprise, the Dodgers leading the West, especially with famous responsible gambler Shohei Ohtani. So
the Giants are holding their own too.
But the Giants are holding their own and holding back the Padres, who always claim they want the Dodgers and never deliver.
And they're actually pretty much tied. It's just
Yeah, the Giants and Padres are pretty much tied, except that the Giants have a better winning percentage by .001.
One.
Yep, and
Yeah.
they're 7, and they've won 7 of the last 10, while the Padres have only won 5 of the last 10.
Well, the Giants have a rough stretch ahead of them because they're playing the number one team and second team in baseball right now.
Yes, sadly. And then this is no surprise to me. The Diamondbacks, 10 games back. Everyone goes, well, why are you saying that it's no surprise to you that the Diamondbacks
They're a fluke.
are right here? It is because it was a fluke. It was a flash in the pan. We knew this was coming, so this is no surprise to me. And then finally, the Rockies, who, again, friend of the channel, Joey Overstreet, has pretty much given up on because this team is pretty much dead to him.
I mean, how are you so? I mean, there's shit on the road. How are you so bad at Coors Field?
Ownership.
What? No, but the fact is that you have two actually one of the best home run hitters in the league. You can't do shit with them.
Again, the owner ran Arenado out of town. They can't keep anyone. So
Chris Bryant's gone. I guarantee Chris Bryant's being traded. That is my hot take. Chris Bryant's being traded at the deadline.
Yeah, no biggie. All right. So now we get to the end segment of our show, and that is the games of the weekend, brought to you by W Energy. W Energy has been our first ever sponsor, and we are proud to be represented by them. Please show us some love and give them some love. They're a great energy drink. The link is in the bio wherever you get your podcasts. Okay. So now we go to the games. So yeah, I hope you guys have pulled up your schedules. So I'm going to start with Kat and Tyler. You're going to pick 3. You're going to pick 3 games that you were going to be looking forward to this weekend.
Go ahead, Kat. Go ahead, Kat.
Yep.
All right, so Tampa Bay is in Baltimore this weekend.
Yes.
For some reason,
I was about to say they're currently losing 1-0.
Yes, but Tampa Bay has had our number for a number of years now, and so every time Tampa Bay comes, I'm always a little hopeful that it's going to go better than it did the last time. So far tonight, that's not the case. However, I'm still, going to be trying to tune in and seeing how they do. And then, oh gosh, eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
Catch a Yinzer by the toe. If he hollers, ignore him now.
Yes, sir.
The Dodgers are apparently playing
the Rockies.
The Rockies, thank you.
So basically you're saying the Rockies and Dodgers because you want to see a slaughterfest.
Yeah, I want to see the home run derby.
Who wants to
see how Shohei Ohtani hit a bomb 500 foot? FBI.
And your final game you're looking forward to, Kat?
Actually, I'm kind of excited to see what the A's do
against the Braves. Well, right now they're losing 3-1. So Braves Athletics, gotcha.
Yeah,
I got 3 for ya.
All right, Tyler.
I am going with the Cardinals Phillies.
Yep. Which the Phillies are winning that one right now 4-2.
It's not a bad game.
Phillies.
I'm going to go another decent one, and I'm going to go Padres Royals.
Nice.
And I'm going to go hometown hero and be Yankees and Giants.
Nice. So that leaves me with a lot of the scraps. So I'm going to go with Guardians Nationals because gotta show my fiance some love. She is a Nat fan.
I respect that. I respect that.
Again, I do respect that. I'm like Kat. I want to see a slaughterfest. So Brew Crew against the White Sox. And
if they don't clear the benches at some point during this weekend, they're missing a hell of an opportunity.
Just fun, whatever they have left over it.
And the final one, and I hate to do this, but I'm gonna be looking at the Pirates and Blue Jays because it's time to beat those blue ass ratbirds. The Pirates are going to Super Bowl. No, that's wrong sport. Wrong sport is not the Super Bowl. It's the World Series. Right. World Series. Too much Iron City beer.
It's terrible when both of your teams have the exact same colors.
It's not just two teams. It's three teams. They have three teams that have the same exact colors.
Oh yeah, Pittsburgh Penguins too.
The Penguins. Yep, the Penguins have the same colors as them.
I forgot about the Penguins. Yeah.
Then again, to be fair, I think the NHL forgot about the Penguins. Anywho.
That's probably true, actually.
Anywho, that is unfortunately it for our segments on the Dirt and Turf podcast. Tyler, darn it. So want to give a shout out to our affiliates, Fanatics. We are sponsored by Fanatics. A little bit of transparency, but at the same time, we also reserve the right to be hypercritical to Fanatics. Still,
for sure.
Bulletproof Coffee. You heard them. You heard us shout them out earlier in the segment. Obviously, we also do hygiene with Dr. Squatch and Duke Cannon. Yeah, those links are also in the bio. We do compression. We talk sleeves. I've used sleeves for quite a long time. It's very nice that they've been affiliated with us. W Energy, which sponsored our previous segment, the weekend games. Fubo TV, a great cloud streaming platform for wherever you get your sports and other TV, and Century PC. Where you can get where there's VPN and other PC support. And before we end the segment, this is the end of May. We're heading into June. June is Pride Month. I'm pretty sure a lot of us, know a friend or family member who is a member of the LGBT community. Show them some love. Because sometimes they don't get the love that they deserve. Sometimes people are unfortunately idiots. It is Pride Month. Love one another, because God knows that at least we love you, whoever you are. But that is it for the Dirt and Turf podcast. I'm Cobra. On behalf of Kat and Tyler, grab your seeds, grab your gum, and your bat and your ball. It's time to play ball.
Play ball! Okay.